An insane back and forth finale for the fourth season of Bungo Stray Dogs. I was on the edge of my seat the entire episode. Let's go over why this was such a good finale, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This series has always thrived on mystery and subverting expectations, and we get that from the start of this episode. From the hunting dogs getting chased, we looked at this old lady like, we know who you are, but how? It was a great introduction to her power without revealing it. Then the actual unveiling of the ability was even better. We see why it's such a weird power. She has the same power as Jewelry Bonnie. The ability to make people older or younger off of a touch. I guess that means she's eternally young or eternally old. She also gets a bonus for resetting the guy after she was done torturing him, which was nice of her. I've seen this no face thing more often, and I have to say I really dislike it. Something about the talking with no face is incredibly unnerving. Just look at it. It both peers into your soul and doesn't at the same time. Just to make sure she had no weaknesses, they enhanced hunting dogs' bodies, giving them supernatural strength. The ability to age can protect you from long-range projectiles, but they thought of any potential dangers. The only downside is, if you keep her locked up for a month without going back to the doctors, they end up dying in what seems like a horrific fashion. A tough price to pay for strength, but since they always finish the missions quickly, I guess the 1 month time limit isn't the worst. I will say, here cooking knives made it jam up and explode. Mythbusters did something similar, and yes, the barrel would get messed up, but it wouldn't explode. Anime is undefeated for dramatic effect. But this interaction was absolutely perfect as we see two desperate people doing the most. Teruko has the upper hand since she is now in range, but then Sigma pulls out an acoustic weapon, giving Sigma the upper hand, destroying her brain. He also goes on to explain this, but that's the viewer, since if something's attacking your eardrums, you probably can't hear it. Except in this case where she definitely can't hear it because she destroyed her own eardrums, saving her from the attack. Hitting Sigma with the Uno reverse card, and now she has the upper hand once again. Sigma comes back one more time with absolute desperation. He decides to throw himself out of the casino with her, getting the last upper hand. That back and forth was amazing since we knew the hunting dog had to have the upper hand, but they kept giving slivers of way that Sigma could get out of that to keep you on your toes. But then it all came crashing down, and I lost all respect for Sigma. He gives in real easily once they say he stabbed the chief. He goes from I took countermeasures for you, I will never talk no matter what you do, to what do you want to know really quickly. It was such a shame since he showed so much vitality in his fight that they do his character a disservice with this interaction. One of the only low points of this episode. But to make up for it, we have these awesome displays of abilities. Sigma gets hit with the Scarlet Letter, which I expected Asashi to actually get in front of Sigma, knowing they needed him alive, but he kind of makes up for it by using his tail, which was incredibly smart. But even better than that, we see Lucy jump down and use her ability mid-air, only to be trumped by a string of blood, allowing the enemy to come in. He then gets locked away, but it was still a genius idea. They had contingency on contingency, but they ended up playing into the enemy's hands at the end of the day. Genius battling genius. Fyodor knew that they would want to get the hunting dogs on their side and had a line on the page for that. It goes, all law enforcement and investigative bodies that happen upon evidence of the detective agencies entrapment will dismiss it without consideration. As we saw, Tachihara got some evidence and immediately destroyed it. We then get to see Tachihara talk with some poor mafia members, and we get another twist. It seems Tachihara doesn't fully view himself as law enforcement due to all of his time with the Port Mafia. He lets various members survive and has true connections with them. Even though he is technically law enforcement, he doesn't see himself as just a member of the hunting dogs anymore. They even say if you're a member of Port Mafia, you know that the detective agency is innocent. It seems he found himself aligning more with the member of the Mafia than the hunting dogs. We even get to see Dazai's condescending face as he knows humans and their emotions are fickle things. Emotion is incredibly powerful as it leads to this nullification of the page. Just another twist upon twist that they added into this show. What a fantastic job of showing the genius of the enemy, in this case Fyodor, and how they had layers upon layers of thought to ensure their plan was a success. But due to human nature and a technicality, their plan comes crashing down, boosted by the fact they are yet to know it. This technicality doesn't feel like a cop-out at all, and instead boosts the first betrayal of Tachihara being undercover. A beautiful ending that does leave our heroes with a glimmer of hope, setting up the next season perfectly. Then, because we couldn't end without a cliffhanger, it seemed like Sigma will be saved by Nikolai. What an episode. It had action, mystery, twist upon twist, two geniuses outsmarting one another in a way that actually makes sense. Incredible ending that has left me extremely excited for season 5, which has been confirmed for July. Let me know all your thoughts on the episode, season, and series below. I hope you enjoyed. Like if you did, dislike if you didn't. Thank you very much for watching to the end. I greatly appreciate it. This has been Anime Disrupt, and Bungo Stray Dogs finale for season 4 has officially been disrobed.